During the time of Jesus, there was no way to be connected to somebody, to hear them, to experience them, to know in that moment what they were feeling, unless you were in the same room. There was no telephone. If you wrote a letter, it took forever to get to somebody. I mean, most of the time you only knew what 10 or maybe 20 people were thinking and feeling and how they were reacting at any given point in time. You were connected deeply, strongly, but you also had to be connected locally. Well, the only exception, of course, was the Spirit of God. You were connected non locally to the Spirit of God, meaning no matter where you were, He was with you. All you had to do was talk, and you knew and understood and believed that God could hear you, and you could feel impressions and movements from the Spirit. That, of course, is true for us today, too, except that it's not just the Holy Spirit to whom we are connected non locally. I'm connected to you right now because we're talking on a video. You could call me up on my cell phone and you could have this strange and surreal experience of reading my syllabus, watching my video, and hearing my voice on the phone. We could probably even chat via email while it happened. We'd be so connected, we don't even have to be on the same continent. My point is this: connection is something easily afforded to us by the internet and technology. And we often say, well, I'm not sure if that's really connection. If you go to internet church, is that really church? Maybe you missed something out. If you take an online class, is that really the same thing? Yeah, it's got buckets of merit. It is in some ways miraculous. And rather than bemoaning that, we ought to press into it just a little bit to see how we can maximize it for kingdom impact and for personal spiritual development. My friend, John Woles, with whom I pastored for 10 years, wrote a book called Follow You, Follow Me, The Gospel and Social Media. You can get it on Amazon. It's a great book. In fact, I think it's probably the best resource for how to pastor people in the internet age. For example, John's book is not about how good Facebook is or how bad Facebook is, but John's book is about how you pastor on Facebook, how you correct people when they say mean and harsh and unfounded things, how you restore people, how you give people coaching about, why you don't air all your dirty laundry all over Facebook, and once you do, how you kind of get your dirty laundry back and rebuild your dignity. And John has done more work in repairing broken relationships and restoring devalued self-esteem than anybody, and he's done most of it through the messaging app on Facebook, which in and of itself is a spiritual discipline for John and a spiritual discipline for the people with whom he's communicating. There is no less or no more anonymity in what John's doing via Facebook Messenger than someone going to sit in a confession booth at a Catholic Mass or at a local cathedral. And again, the point is this, is that these new technologies give us new ways to be spiritual, not more spiritual or less spiritual, just new avenues and new pathways. And so I think that what we've got to do increasingly is recognize that cyber spirituality, it's not what you think. It might have some of the pitfalls that you commonly hear about, but it also has a lot of opportunities that no one has yet fully explored. And again, in so many ways in this class, we'll just talk about this theme again and again and again. Everybody wants to bemoan the dangers of our new world. And those dangers are legitimate and they're real. We should not ignore those dangers, but neither should we cave to them. Neither should we capitulate. We should be brave. We should press in past those dangers intelligently, with the appropriate preparations in order to explore the new world that God has prepared for us as a people of the 21st, 22nd, 25th century and digital culture. And this, I think, really is nowhere more apparent than in the miracle, for lack of a better term, of non-local connectedness.